PD Gaming Podcast live.
Hey, it's Monday. We're actually doing a podcast when we're supposed to.
Cool, what's this
What's up,
nonsense?
guys? I know. What's up, guys? It's your host, Noah Kennedy, aka Stocky Like a Hawk here, Veteran Degenerate Gaming Podcast. With me, as always, we got Wes Gibson and Tyler. How you guys doing tonight?
It's going. How about you?
Well, I'm okay. My life is currently consumed via my iPhone, which I'm trying
Yes.
not to look at this moment in time, and we'll get to that in a minute.
So before we
Hook
get
the goes
started,
in standby.
before we keep going with anything, we have to say congrats to Ty. He had another kid
Yes,
last
we
week.
do.
I did.
Yeah, we
I did.
do.
Thanks,
We
gents.
do.
Thanks.
And another future degenerate in the making.
Future, it already is.
8 pounds, 8 ounces, 21 and a quarter inches long, and he's already wearing 3 months' clothes. Newborn clothes won't fit him.
There you go.
Nice. All right. Well, now that we've got some good news, if you guys don't mind, I'd like to take 2 minutes here, and I would like to personally extend a shout out to the Dallas Police Department and our brothers in blue in law enforcement all across the nation that seem to have come under some crazy stuff lately.
Mhm.
I don't know what the hell is going on lately, but this is ridiculous.
Yep. Definitely a shout out to the department, the families, friends of those guys.
I mean, I'm an hour away. You know, I felt that my daughter's best friend was in downtown, cordoned off on lockdown when it happened. I mean, it hit home. So I just want to say, man, guys, we love you. We're with you. We back you. I don't know what goes through somebody's mind where they think it's okay to just start picking off cops. I mean, look, I'll be honest with you. I've been arrested more than I care to admit to, and been charged with more things than I care to admit to. But we're having technical difficulties over here all of a sudden. Hold on.
I'm
Hold
good.
on. There it is. I got you now.
Yeah, it fixes
Okay.
itself.
Yeah, oh yeah, it'll fix itself every time.
Okay. All right, I fixed it. Anyway, so what I was saying is, I mean, I've been arrested and charged more times than I care to admit, but if I got pulled over, there's no way in hell I'm pulling a gun on a cop.
No.
I don't understand it. Something is wrong with our country. And I think we, as a part of the veteran community, need to be a force that comes out and says, we can't do this anymore. We're losing way too many people, whether they're black, white,
We're losing way
brown,
too many at
yellow.
home, man.
I mean,
Way too many.
you know, especially a lot of these cops are veterans themselves.
Well, I mean,
you know,
think
and
about it. One of the officers.
make it through the sandbox only to come home and get shot protecting the people that are protesting them. And
Think about it. The one officer that they're really talking about, can't think of his name, but he did 3 tours. 3 combat tours.
Zamarelli?
Yeah. In Iraq, and did fine with it.
Yep.
And just comes home and this shit happens.
Yeah, it's
ridiculous.
I mean, I don't want to dwell on it because I don't want to turn this into, the sorrow fest or anything like that. But
Oh, yeah.
I do think that we did need to mention it. We did need to say something about it because it's important. These, like I said, most of these guys are brothers in arms, from downrange. And so, with that being said, Dallas PD, PDs all across the nation, man, we're with you. Your thoughts and prayers and condolences. You have our support. And so, with that being said, we're going to actually, for real, start the show. And to try and keep us on track, we're going to see how this goes. And we're kind of try to give down a little breakdown here, hit the high points. We got a few things to talk about. There's a Sony PS3 Linux lawsuit. We got some Red Dead Redemption backwards compatibility. Thank God.
Booyah!
We've got some stuff to talk about with Bungie. Our thoughts on Firefight and Halo 5. Somebody killed a dude literally over a PS4, so I have to talk about this.
That's
Excuse
awesome.
me. We're going to talk about the big Counter-Strike fiasco. Ty had something in here that Microsoft is bringing wheelchairs to the Avatar store.
Yeah, bro, that's what's up. I can get kicked
yeah.
off Xbox Live for doing wheelies now. On my wheelchair.
Yeah.
I can just see Ty's character doing it too.
And we're going to save this for the very last because we might use up all 8 hours for our broadcast allotment here. But Pokemon Go has come out, and me at 30, I'm acting like I'm 8 again.
All right, I'm just going to say this really quick.
Did you ever act your age?
Before we start doing anything else, this one simple game on our phones has brought an entire generation to its knees.
Yeah, it has. Like
it has.
I saw something where like 2,000 people
sick off of work to go walk around all day and play Pokemon Go. Like, oh my god.
Dude, I saw a story that said 2,000 people showed up at the Capitol in D.C. because it's a gym, and I went, good God.
Yeah, and it was held. Somebody held it with a Pidgeotto named America.
That's awesome.
All right.
I have a screenshot of it on my phone.
All right, so let's go ahead and kick this thing off. Like I said, we're gonna lead off.
I'm gonna take the reins from Noah real quick for a second. Something that I thought was pretty cool was a Sony developer made a game called Planet Side long time ago. The game's like 15 years old now. All right.
Back on the PC.
So Sony finally decided to shut the servers down. So what the game developer does is they send out an email to every player that ever played it, had a registered account, and they said, "Hey, we're shutting the servers down, but if you're able to get on, if you still have it, you can get on. We want you to get on and come to this spot on this day at this time." So, the players, like 500 players showed up. They all go there, and how Sony ends the game was with a giant meteor storm that destroyed the game.
That is dope.
That was pretty sick. Just stand there and watch the game implode on itself.
Hashtag Sony.
Right.
I'm finally glad I'm able to wear my PlayStation
good job
on the podcast. I've been trying this for 2 weeks now. It's always dirty. Okay, so
you're a dirty boy. That's why.
I am a dirty boy. Anyway, so staying on track with Sony. A legal dispute is coming to a head, and I remember when I got my PS3, you could install a different operating system on there, and apparently Sony removed Linux support from the PS3. And, some people weren't very happy about that, and they filed a class action lawsuit. And when and if it passes, Sony will be paying each plaintiff $55.
Are you serious?
So
That's
pretty much,
awesome.
pretty much a bunch of people who had Linux are going to get free games.
A free game. Single.
A free game, but...
Just one.
Here's the funny one. In order for Sony to award their claim, or their $55, claimants must attest under oath to their purchase of the product and installation of Linux, provide proof of their purchase or serial number, and PSN ID, and submit some proof of their use of other OS functionality. And Sony will also pay $9 more to those who can prove knowledge of or intention to use the Linux functionality on their PS3 consoles during that period.
That's awesome.
So I just thought that was funny. I love it when the little guy wins. Just saying. And
a bunch of little guys win.
Yeah, a bunch of little guys are gonna win. But hey, maybe Street Fighter sales will pick up since it'll be free. I'm sorry, that was a low blow, wasn't it?
Maybe.
A little bit. Street Fighter 5 blows, by the way. That is the worst waste of $40. Worst. Okay, so I don't remember if we talked about this or not, but PlayStation had their E3 sale on the PS Store, and I spent over $200 on that sale. And then the very next week, after it was over, they had their mid-year sale, week 1, where I spent another $160.
Jesus.
And I wound up getting like $50 in store credit, and still wound up charging my card on week 2 another $135.
So how
I'm pretty
unhappy
sure-
was the wife?
I think she's gonna cut my debit card.
Might.
Yeah, probably is going to. Anyway, so enough about Sony for right now. Moving on to our fanboy console of choice, the Xbox One. You know what happened a couple days ago, don't you? Anybody? No? Bueller? Okay, I'll go ahead and tell you.
Bueller.
One of the
Red Dead
greatest,
Redemption came out. It's $8.
one of the greatest, if not the greatest, Xbox 360 games finally got some back compat, and that is Red Dead Redemption.
Oh,
So
no,
overjoyed because I don't know if any of you guys know this, but a couple months ago when they first started the backwards compatibility thing, and they put the poll up, hey, what do you want to see? What do you want to see? And Red Dead has been at the top since the beginning. If it's not number 1, it's number 2. You know what I mean? And so, a couple weeks after preview, or after the backwards compatibility stuff rolled out, if you were a preview program member and you had a digital copy of Red Dead, like one person downloaded it somehow, but they couldn't find it in the store, and they couldn't figure out a way to
Moving my
patch it out.
location. If I lose you, I'll be back.
If we lose you, just text me and I'll re-invite you. Anyway, so
no, he won't.
somebody downloaded it, and then you had to go into your friends list, find somebody that had been playing it, and then launch it, and then re-download it, and it was this whole clusterfuck. But you could play it for like 12 hours, and it was the greatest thing, and I was so happy. But then they took it away, and I felt defeat inside right here in my heart. It was a sad day. But so Friday rolls along, and I had been following the story, and I'm sitting there going, oh my god, it's probably going to be another beta test or something like that they chalk it up to. There's no way they release that. People have been chomping at the bit. They would have said something like that at E3. I mean, that's some E3 type news, right?
Yeah.
So completely forgot about it. Friday morning rolls around. I get up, I go to work, and I get a text from one of my friends in California, and he's like, yo, Battle, you want to hop on that Red Dead or what? And I was like, what are you talking about, bro? I don't have a 360. And he's like, no, bro, Red Dead came out today. And I was like, oh my god, it's real? So I had to humbly walk into my 16-year-old son's bedroom and borrow one of his 4 copies. Yeah, one of his 4 copies of Red Dead and install it. And yeah, I've been tying people to train tracks for like 3 days now. And
I think that's probably the best part about that game.
I know. It was great. I think we did lose Ty, actually. But
I would say so. His face is frozen to the screen right now.
yeah, his face is frozen. Let me see if I can remove him, and then we'll send him an invite. But yes, I'm sure I want to eject Ty from this podcast. But anyway, moving on. Let's see here. I've got to type in his email address real quick. Give me just a second. Come on. Here it is. Okay. All right. We're moving on to Bungie now. So
I've heard about this issue, but I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Well, I'll tell you how I feel about it. How I feel, and the issue that we're talking about is Destiny is about to change for anybody that does not have a gen console. And excuse me real quick, I gotta turn this air conditioner on. This is gross. And I apologize to the viewers for this princess bedroom I'm in. Like this stuff right here, look at that. Yeah.
This is his secret dungeon that he doesn't like anybody to see, so we're getting a first-person look.
First
it.
person look at the dungeon. Yeah, no. My bedroom/office is currently being occupied by my 6-year-old. So I thought, well, if you're going to be in Daddy's room, then Daddy will just go record a podcast in your room. And that won't be weird at all. So anyway, Bungie is releasing Rise of Iron pretty shortly. But
3 weeks, 4 weeks? No,
is it 3 weeks? I don't know. I still haven't even pre-ordered.
September, right? Oh, September. Whatever. Either way.
So not for PS3 and 360.
Yeah.
They're going to leave them in the dust, and I think
From what I've seen across the internet, a lot of the people that I know play it on PS3 are not happy about it at all.
Well,
so it's I don't know. Yes, it could be a good move, but it could hurt them too.
Here's the thing. Bungie needs to seriously take a look at what they're doing. Destiny, when we all saw it for the first time, was it was just this grandiose eye candy that was beautiful to look at, and the concept was insane. I mean, nobody had really succeeded at a first-person MMO before on the level that they were talking about. I mean, I know there's been stuff like PlanetSide and a few others like that, but nobody had really, they hadn't hit the numbers of a big AAA title. So when it comes out and all of a sudden the hype just gets completely derailed because the promises just weren't delivered on.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. I mean, there was no story. If you ask my personal opinion right now, there's still no.
When it first came out, they really left a lot to want.
Yeah. And it was more. There was more want than need fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? So that was my biggest problem with the game in general, especially with the hours that I keep.
Yeah.
And the hours that I game, because, I mean, let's face it, I own my own company. So when the phone isn't ringing, I'm playing Xbox. It's just, it's just my thing, whatever. And so, I mean, a lot of the PvP stuff, I mean, yes, there's people that play all day. I get that, but most of the real hardcore competitive PvP takes place during the evening to late night hours, because that's when those people are on.
Yeah.
And so it was like, well, okay, if you're not going to give me that I'm looking for, then you have to give me something. And when you make me go do these things over and over and over again, you have to give me a reason to do it, or else I'm going to hate it. And really, the most fun I ever had with Year 1 Destiny, I mean, as a whole, was the Loot Cave. Original Loot Cave 1.0. That was the most fun I ever had with Destiny. And that's sad, because it was the glitchiest part that they all tried to get out. So
it was definitely fun. I enjoyed. I don't know how many hours I spent sitting there too.
I can tell you exactly how many hours I spent, because we clocked it on the third day that we had attempted it. I'm trying to get Ty back in here.
Yeah, looks like he's having issues.
Well, we'll send him one more invite. Okay. But, I mean, it was just, it was one of those things where I never had fun with it. And then I really didn't have fun with it until, we hooked up with, or when me and Jonathan hooked up with you and the guys and DOD, and then, all of a sudden, hey, look, we got a bunch of dads, we can all act retarded, and, we can all talk about how our wives hate us because we're over 30 and we still play Xbox. whatever. That was the most fun I had with Destiny, and it wasn't even a game. It was just the people who we were playing with. And
Yeah.
so I think by Destiny leaving behind PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, what that allows them to do is to open up and put some more horsepower in it. Because let's face it, I mean, I may be talking out of my ass here, and if I am, please let me know. I'm not a programmer. I'm not a coder. So I don't know what goes into engineering all this crap. I really don't. And I'll be honest with you. But I have to believe that if you're writing, if you're making a game on two different console generations, there's got to be limitations on the current console generation for things that the previous generation can't do.
One would think.
I
Usually.
mean, there's got to be. And it's got to be something besides just, graphical
Think
interface.
about the server space, for one. It would probably eliminate all of these server issues, or at least most of these server issues that we have. Because now they're not having to push in 360 and PlayStation 3 anymore.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's man, I keep losing my voice. I think that it's a good move because, I mean, let's face it, I'm not a six-figure guy by any means. So if I can sit here and say maybe it's time we all upgrade to the current generation, maybe it's time we all upgrade to the current generation. I mean, you can go pick up a used Xbox One for $150. I mean, sell your PS3 or your 360 on Craigslist for $100 and then go get one. I mean, it's not that hard. And I mean, like I said, it's a better console experience, and it's just going to keep getting better. So I really think them leaving this behind, number one, opens up new opportunities. Number two, like you said, it frees up server space and allows them to dump more server space into current gen pipeline, because that's where all the competition is. I mean, you're still going to be able to play Destiny on PS3 and 360, but from what I'm seeing here, you're no longer going to have access to live events, Trials of Osiris, and Iron Banner Crucible matches. And you're no longer going to have the option to purchase anything from Xur. So, I mean, if you play Destiny, you're kind of forced into it anyway. You know what I mean?
Just taking out the fact that they're not going to be able to do trials is going to free up a lot of server space.
Yeah.
Just that right there is going to free up a lot. And then the Iron Banner once a month. That's going to free up even more.
And Iron Banner is so unbearable to play. I purposely didn't play like the last 4.
I haven't played Iron Banner since January. That's how long it's been.
Yeah. I think I played like the last one with Jonathan and Jaxie, but that was for like.
Actually, take it back. I played the Iron Banner. I think it was March, because they had the class items available in that one. I needed it for my Warlock because it was the only one I was missing. Got on, played 5, got 1. There you go, done.
All right.
That's as far as I went.
Well, so while we're on the topic of Destiny, Wes, what do you think Bungie needs to roll out with Rise of Iron to make Destiny a legitimate player again in most people's eyes? Because
give what they promised.
Besides the core people, I mean, I'm pretty sure you're in the same camp as I am, where they fell flat on their face.
Well, I've been following Destiny since the beginning.
Yeah.
The very first time it was mentioned, I think it was like 2009 or 10, was when they first talked about it. And then they made the promise of, okay, we've got 10 years of data, and it seems like they're rolling out a couple months worth of data every year, which is not what we were promised at all.
No. I mean, like I said, the only high points in Destiny that I've had are hooking up with you guys and, you know, making the quote-unquote friendships, if you will, that we've made through that. And then, I mean, really the only other high point was the very first time we tried to do Fault of Glass. And that was, I mean, that was, I was working for my brother-in-law at the time, and I had told him, I was like, look, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and pull my brother-in-law card, but I'm not going to be at work tomorrow. And he's like, why? I said, because I'm leaving work at 11 o'clock today because I got to go home and do this raid. And he looked at me with the dumbest look he's ever looked at me with.
He just doesn't understand.
I mean, he doesn't, but, you know, and I told my immediate supervisor who actually does get it. And he's like, oh, yeah. Are you going to stream it? I was like, yeah. I said, but don't watch it around, you know, certain people because I'm going to have a Bud Light in my hand. But, I mean, what can they do to fix it besides just deliver on the promise? It's got to be more than that. You know what I mean? Because
you know,
even
they
if,
say that
even if they don't, go ahead.
Or if I remember correctly, I think it was December or January. This past December or January, that they talked about, okay, we're going to make it more skill-based. Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to be playing against some good players. I get on, and I'm just getting my ass handed to me. I know I'm not that bad.
Yeah.
I'm not that good either. I will say that. I will gladly admit I am not God at this game. But there's no way I'm that bad where I'm just getting ran the fuck over.
Yeah.
At all. Because that is ridiculous to get just ran over like I was. That's one of the reasons why I don't play.
Yeah.
If there's new story stuff, I've gotten on, I've done it, and then I've hopped right back off. Every time.
I mean, I really think, and I don't necessarily think it's Bungie's fault per se, because
oh no, it's not just Bungie's fault.
If you'll allow me to even go here, Bungie is the only reason, if not, okay, the biggest reason that the Xbox is what the Xbox is, because without Halo, I don't think Xbox makes it through that first console cycle. And so, and they hit it on the head with Halo 2, besides ending. They hit it on the head with Halo 3. They came and they took a risk with ODST, and you know, all of a sudden you've got a Halo game that doesn't have the Master Chief in it. I got to play the Master Chief. But you know what? ODST is beloved in the hardcore Halo community, and then you get Reach, and once again, you don't have a Master Chief. But I mean, say what you want
Reach
to about
did
Reach.
an amazing job.
Say what you want to about Reach, but Reach storytelling was spot on. I mean, that was some of Bungie's best work right there. And then, I mean, that's why I don't think it's all put the blame on Bungie. I think Bungie messed up when they gave Microsoft the finger and said, nope, we're going to go out and do this on our own. And then Activision bought them. Because now you don't have a company behind you that knows you're the reason they're alive and keeping them alive. Now you have Activision, who has probably the best-selling game every year, and it's this piece of crap right here. I mean, I'll be honest. Call of Duty outsells everything every year,
Yeah.
and it annoys me to no end. I mean, it just does. And I think when Activision starts putting their hands into the pie and taking their piece and saying, no, you have to do this. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I know Halo does it now, but under Bungie's original hands, do you ever think Halo has um, rec packs if Bungie owns it?
With where they sit now, the games honestly just got better. So just one of those. The game, all the gaming people, all these companies, they say, all right, we're gonna do this, this, and this for you. Cool. You get our hopes up, and they crush it.
Oh yeah.
And then, like with Halo, they've delivered every time. They said, okay, cool, we're gonna give you this, 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 in that order over X amount of time. They deliver it every single time. They're not once have they gone back on anything they said. Hell, I think, what is it? I downloaded the recent update for it, and from what I've been told, it's Firefight. They did the beta, 2 months ago? They said, all right, give us about 3 months, it'll be ready to go. Here they are, a month or so ahead of schedule, and they're releasing it, and I have yet to see anything bad about it at all.
I have played a fair amount of Warzone Firefight, and
Warzone Firefight, gotta get that right.
Yes, Warzone Firefight. I have to tell you, it's pretty good. It really opens up a way for rec packs to be viable for people who how do I put this? They like to play the competitive aspect, but maybe aren't so good at the competitive aspect. Like, I mean, I've got rec cards for days, and that's a little embarrassing because maybe I do spend too much money. But some of those are level 7 and 8 recs. Most games, I get to rec level 7 and 8. Hands down. It's a more common occurrence than it's not. But there's some people who I know that play that can't get past 3 or 4 because you got guys on the other side who are a whole lot better than you, and you never going to progress. It's fine. But I mean, hell, I was raining down fire from above in a Phaeton on Hunter this morning, and it was glorious. It was glorious, and it was everything that I loved about Firefight, plus everything that I love about Halo 5's multiplayer. Throw in a little bit of Warzone because the way it works is, you've got I think it's 5 waves of legendary or elite bosses that you have to take down, and then you progress Rex via how many bosses you take down. But I mean, it's spot on 343. I mean, we were skeptical at first, but good lord, these guys. I mean, they might have jacked up Master Chief Collection a little bit, but they're making up for it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So, but
see, when I played the beta, I was using rec cards that I wasn't getting the chance to get to at all in Warzone, and I was enjoying that. I could play these cards now that I've got and not have to worry about it,
Yeah. So, I know we kind of merged 2 topics there together, but like I said,
we just kind of rolled that one.
We'll leave it anyway. So yeah, Bungie, fix your game.
Yes, please
do what you say you're gonna do. I mean, if I went around,
think about it.
And
we all met through the same group, the Dads of Destiny, DOD.
Yes. DOD.
Do you realize how many of them are still there?
Not very many.
A lot of the DOD, the Dads of Destiny clan, have changed to Dad's a Division because Division is giving them what they want.
Oh yeah.
So now they're the Dad's a Division.
Well,
So
I mean, it's like I said, okay, I own a tree company. You know, I'm a third generation arbor. It's what I do. I got chainsaw gas and mix oil running through my veins here. It's who I am. If I consistently went out and told my customers, yes, I'm going to do this, 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 and this, and then I went out and did something completely different or left a
you
whole
would have
bunch of stuff
customers.
out, but it still expected a check in the same amount at the end of the day, I'd have to go get a real job. And I'm not going to do that because I like being the boss. I like being the HNIC, and I want Bungie to be the HNIC, but they're not doing it.
They're failing it horribly.
So enough of Bungie. Let's go ahead and move on here. I got this other story here that, God, I wish Ty could get a better connection tonight because this, I believe, was one of his favorite stories. So, a teenager was sentenced to 40 years in prison for killing a man over a PS4. Yes, you heard that right. Somebody killed somebody over a PS4. The story reads, and since it's so short, I'm actually going to read the whole thing because it's going to take 15 seconds. But a Georgia judge sentenced 18-year-old Kayla Dixon to 40 years jail time this week after she pled guilty to shooting a man over his PS4. In September 2014, the 28-year-old had put up a Craigslist post in hopes of selling his PS4. According to the police, Dixon and her boyfriend responded to the listing, but then attempted to rob him. When he resisted, Dixon shot him. WSB TV in Atlanta reports that Dixon confessed to the crime as part of a plea deal. I would trade anything, almost anything, to bring Daniel back, but I know I can't, she said in a statement to the press. I know he had plans. I wish I could tell him I'm so sorry that this happened, but I can't. How stupid do you have to be to shoot somebody over a PlayStation?
I can't really say much because we all know the kind of world we are in right now.
Okay. I can't say this anyway without taking crap for it, one way or the other.
Just say it.
Gaming is one of my passions. It's something I've done since I was a little kid. I'm probably going to be 80 years old in the home with it, whatever console Microsoft and Sony have on my flat screen.
The Xbox 5000.
The Xbox 5000. Scorpio 19 or whatever. It's going to happen. I like to game. I finally bit the bullet and stepped out last year and bought a PS4. 3 months later, okay, that's 90 days. 3 months later, when my probation with the state of Texas was getting ready to be over, my PO had called me and said, hey, we need to talk. She goes, you're doing good. You got all your hours knocked out. I've never had a problem with you. I don't foresee me having a problem with you. But you have 3 weeks to bring me $400 or else the state of Texas is going to revoke your probation and send you to prison for the maximum term of your sentence. Guess who sold their PlayStation 4? That day. This guy right here. I love my PlayStation. I really do. I love it. It's great. It does some things that the Xbox doesn't, and it has some beautiful looking games. Hashtag Uncharted 4, best looking game ever, hands down, period. No argument. But I sold it. Okay? I'm not going to shoot somebody over a PS4. That is ridiculous. That is so. I don't even know how to process that, to tell you the truth, other than, I mean, maybe sentencing this chick to 40 years in prison is a little too nice. Maybe they should just fry her, because then it might teach this generation that we have to waste our oxygen with, that they can't just do whatever they want.
This new
it's becoming
generation.
unbearable.
It's disgusting. Our new
Hold on,
generation is disgusting.
time out. I've got to put a disclaimer over here. Millennials, if you should find yourself listening to this podcast, know this. I have children that are your age. I'm still going to say the things I'm going to say, and Wes is going to say the things he's going to say, because you people need to learn that nobody got your feelings. And there's this place called the real world where you actually have to do something to get something. And until you learn that, you're going to be a worthless generation. My kids have to do stuff in order to get stuff.
Yeah.
My son has to work with either me or his grandfather to make money to buy all the things that he buys. My daughter has things to do around the house, and she helps watch our 6-year-old when her mother and I are both working that day. And, you know, we pay her for that because, let's face it, if you have a 6-year-old, you know how much pain in the butt that is. But, I mean, and I don't mind doing that, but your generation literally has to look down, find your balls, and grab them. Because there are people who have fought for this country, who have died and bled for this country, and you are literally you are taking everything that they have fought and died for and just wiping your rear ends with it. So with that being said, because
now with that being said,
now that they've all ran to their safe space,
go sit in a corner and cry about
it. Go to your safe space. But listen. Go ahead, Wes. Or did I go ahead and hit your point for you?
You pretty much hit my point. It's just one of those. It's the only respectful people I see nowadays are veterans' children, and even then, some of them are shitheads.
Oh yeah. Oh look, I love my kids to death. I do. You know what? Sometimes they are turds when they are here with me, and the things, you know, that look, sometimes there is yelling. It's just gonna happen when you have teenagers. But never once have my children went somewhere and then we picked them up or they got dropped back off at the house and somebody said, these are disrespectful little brats and they're never welcome in my home again. It's never happened. And I promise it would only happen. I promise it will only happen once, because I'd have some dead teenagers. So now that we get our millennial rant out of the way,
or one for the show.
One for the show. That's right. Maybe that's what we should do. We should just start a new segment called our weekly millennial rant. Maybe we'll call it "Saving the Country" 1 week at a time.
Damn millennials.
Damn millennials. Anyway, so you guys heard me talk about earlier that I spent a lot of money on the PlayStation sales. I did pick up this nifty little gem called Until Dawn. So, Wes, you said you were going to look into this. Before I get started, did you look into this?
Until Dawn?
Mm-hmm.
No, actually, I did not get the chance.
Okay, so let me explain to you, if for all our Xbox fans that have no clue what I'm talking about. Until Dawn is this nifty little gem. Think of it as old school Resident Evil, right? You remember all them jump scares? Okay, it's those jump scares, right? They're the ones that really get you. But it is choose your own adventure at the same time. So the first decision you make in the game affects all the way, and butterfly effects all the way to the end. And it is fantastic. Now, this is going to hurt my pride a little bit. Jump scares get me sometimes. it's whatever. My wife may have had me wind up in her lap at one time or another watching a movie. I'm not going to talk about it any more than that. But I love this game. It's fun to play, unless you're playing in the dark. Don't do that. But there's one nifty little feature about this game that I wish more would incorporate, especially horror games. The PlayStation camera, which is the Xbox,
Oh, that's
which is
right.
it's the PlayStation equivalent of the Kinect. It's what I use to live stream on Twitch on my PlayStation with. The game obviously knows when all these jump scares are supposed to happen, and it sends a signal to the PlayStation camera to start recording, but overrides the recording light, so you don't know it's on. And it takes video clips of you reacting to the jump scare.
That's awesome.
And I cannot tell you how many times I have just gone back out of pure entertainment and go, there's a reason I don't upload these to YouTube. So, yeah, if you have a PlayStation 4, I recommend Until Dawn. It's normally about $20. I think you can find it cheaper at GameStop. Don't quote me on it. But yeah, if you got a PS4, pick that up for sure. You're gonna have fun. With your kids, it's a great family-friendly game. Not, but yeah, it's fun. So let's see, what else do we have to talk about? Oh yeah, we're working on logos, and we're working on a website /blog. So we got a new logo. We've got new cover art, I think, right? That's what we call it. The cover art.
Yes, you call that page art.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the page art for Facebook that I somehow need to figure out how to resize to put it up on YouTube. And we're working on go ahead and bringing all that up to speed and getting that all fixed and knocked out. We are slowly starting to build a channel and to post new content. If you guys haven't seen, I know we didn't do a podcast last week, but that's because our recording day is Monday, and Monday was 4th of July. So instead, we
blew shit up.
Yeah, because we're patriots, and listen, there's nothing veterans love more than blowing stuff up with a beer in their hand. It's just you.
Yep. No, the only thing better is watching other people blow themselves up with a beer in your hand.
Which happens at 53 minutes into the video titled Degenerate Fireworks on our Facebook page, where yours truly, the host of this train wreck, blows himself up. And it doesn't stop there because apparently I didn't learn my lesson.
Your dog decided it was a good idea to go and check the fireworks out up close and personal.
Yeah, my dog likes to eat fireworks, but only the sparkler fountainy type ones.
Right.
Like he doesn't run up to the artillery shells because I think he knows better than that because we did blow them up a couple of years ago. But yeah, fountains and those little flaming balls that shoot up at it. Yeah, he will totally eat those. And we stopped yelling at him. You know what I mean? But apparently I didn't learn my lesson because we had some of those going.
You learned something with that nonsense.
No, I said I didn't learn something.
Oh, okay.
We had some of those going, and he was, licking his wounds from, I guess, the previous one. And my brother-in-law and I were trying to get the fountain to light the artillery shell to catch everybody off guard. But I decided to just go ahead and man up and light it with a lighter anyway. And then I got blowed up. And yeah, about 4 more times in that video, I believe I get blowed up. So, if you like the show, if you follow the show, check out Facebook. It's Veteran Degenerate Gaming. I mean, just like all our stuff. We're starting to post videos. I'm starting to do a little bit of a live video streaming on Facebook because basically I'm the one that has the most time. So I do it.
So what happens when you own your own business?
It's hey, look, sometimes everybody needs a coffee cup with their name on it. Like, I know the audience didn't get that joke, but Wes, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
That is an awesome coffee mug. I'm just saying. Yeah, I have a coffee mug that my wife bought me that has a pistol grip for the handle, and then on the front of it, in like Cash Money font, it says "Boss." And so, like I said, like I tell my people, everybody got to have a coffee cup with their name on it. So, but yeah, so we're starting to do some more live streaming. We are posting stuff there. We are posting updates. We're going to try to keep you updated on the podcast and the news. Here, I'm pretty sure within the month we'll have the website live and active. It's just finding the platform we want to use and how we want to build it, and talking with web developers. It's getting crazy. It's starting to turn legit, I think. I don't know.
Slowly but surely, but it is.
Slowly but surely. One thing I would like to stress is that we as we come to a close here, we would love to hear from you guys, even if it's, hey, you guys are a bunch of retards, and here's what you can do to fix this train wreck. It, Send it,
We would love to have
please.
those messages.
We
Please
would,
send me those messages.
please send us those messages.
So send me those messages so I can come home after working at the airport for TSA so I can laugh at your message saying you guys suck. I need
Yes.
that after a day of work. Believe me.
Actually, I am redoing the title here so that I can put that link up. But yeah, send your questions, concerns, comments. I mean, you got something funny you want to talk about? Send it to that email right there. That's betterdegenerategaming@gmail.com. You got a funny story. You ate some bad Taco Bell and you want to warn the degenerates on why you shouldn't eat 3 double chicken quesadillas from Taco Bell and 4 Cool Ranch Supreme tacos. That would have been helpful information to know before yesterday. But like I said, I mean, if you think that, hey, your guys' new logo sucks, it probably does. I made it on my iPad. So if you got something better and you don't mind us having it, feel free to send it. If we like it, we'll use it. We did make a new podcast intro. It's a little bit more upbeat instead of.
Because according to you guys, the last one sucked.
Yeah, they really didn't like that first intro. I don't know. I mean, I can handle pretty long stuff. I've been doing it all my life. Just saying,
definitely send us, the stupid. Because I know there's other military guys. I know you guys listen to this.
Oh my God.
Definitely send us the stupid military stories.
Yes.
We love to hear them.
Listen, we will read them unfiltered on the air, unless you wish to, of course, have us filter some stuff. We will obviously respect your privacy and whatnot. But look, I mean,
if you don't want your name, just put some stupid in there, like Private Goober.
Just put Private Article 15, and we will know exactly what you're talking about. Because let's face it, if you didn't get at least 1 to 12 Article 15s while you were in the military, you didn't have any fun.
I got one.
And at that point, you were probably a puddle pirate who was in that wannabe Navy. So, I mean.
Yeah, them puddle pirates, man.
Good Lord. But yeah, send us your questions, your comments, your concerns, your critiques. Don't be a dick. That's my job.
Because we're just gonna look at your critiques and laugh at you the whole time we're reading them. So.
Something like that. No, I'm just kidding. We're obviously going to take it into consideration because we want to grow the show. We want to grow the brand.
Maybe.
But we also have a Twitch. It's Twitch TV/Veteran Degenerate Gaming. We're going to be streaming a lot this week. If you can't watch the live stream, we upload those to our YouTube channel, which is, again, Veteran Degenerate Gaming. If you cannot pick up the pattern here, then
go slap yourself.
You're probably a grunt. But either that or you just came out of officer school. You butterbar retard.
Real quick before we leave, we are planning another podcast later this week.
Yes.
I am not telling you what it is. It'll be a surprise, but I will tell you it does involve spoilers. So
So
you are
don't get
forewarned.
butthurt. You have had plenty of time. Listen, if you go to the YouTube channel where this gets published, since as I'm currently looking down here, absolutely zero people are watching it, but
Whatever.
everybody watches it on the YouTube channel anyway. But there is a playlist in there called Spoiler Casts. Okay, I don't really think that I need to say this. It speaks for itself.
No,
We're gonna
you
be
need to say
talking
it.
about.
You have to say
Screw
it.
you.
You know you do.
No. All right. No. Listen. All right.
We do have grunts listening.
Okay, fine. Spoiler cast means that we're going to talk about things you might not have seen. So don't watch it if you don't want to know and you want to see it with your own eyes first. That's okay. Is that good? I think that was
Sounds
strong
about right.
enough. Okay. All right. Well, I didn't have my helmet on. I wasn't licking a window, but I think the point got across.
I think so.
So, oh man, there was something else on there, but I don't want to bring it up because I kind of want to go see the wife. But
No, you don't.
you know what? Maybe we'll try to do 2 more podcasts this week. Yeah,
One for sure. No
no,
promises on a second.
we're gonna do 2, even if we've got to do it at 4 o'clock in the morning. We're gonna do a Pokemon. We're gonna do a Pokemon Go podcast because that can easily take up 4.5 hours.
Oh God!
Because I'm nerding out so hard on that. And the other one's going to be a surprise, but we have to wait till Ty has a good enough connection, because if we do it without Ty, he will die.
He might just stab us.
He'll die. He will die on the inside. I know it's killing him. So anyway, guys, we appreciate you watching, listening.
And whatever it is you do.
Yeah, we're on YouTube. We're on iTunes. Check us out. Share us with your friends. You know, it's kind of like herpes. The more people you share it with, the funnier it gets.
The funner it is.
Just saying. All right, guys. Well, for Wes, how do I put this? The no connection on his cell phone, Tyler Norvell. That's right, you pogue. God, we can say that because he's not here to defend himself, which makes it even better.
Exactly.
How long do you think it takes him to text me?
I'll give it about an hour, at least.
For Ty, for Wes, for me, guys, we appreciate you watching. We appreciate you keep watching. Like I said, it's in the early stages. We're sorting this out. We'll get it eventually, pretty shortly.
Maybe.
But we appreciate you guys watching, man. We love you guys. And like I said, shout out to Dallas PD. Back in blue, man. See a cop, buy him coffee, buy him lunch this week. They need it. All right. You guys have a great week.